Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Dan Dawson Show. So today we're going to talk about that group that everybody loved, the Wall of Moms. Now, I've said I believe now a few times, the whole Black Lives Movement, anything associated with the Black Lives Matter movement is not for us. It's not for black people. Here we have a perfect example. This was in the New York Post of all places. Because the group of moms that acted as a buffer for protesters in Portland has been accused of anti-blackness by another advocacy group in the city. Now, what they won't tell you is that advocacy group formed well before Wall of Moms. Wall of Moms used it to actually get into the community, and that other advocacy group just happens to be an all-black group. It goes on to say, Don't Shoot PDX posted a lengthy message on Instagram urging people to stop supporting Portland Wall of Moms, the crew of mothers in yellow shirts who stood between protesters and federal agents in recent weeks, which is another falsehood from the New York Post. But it's New York, so you should never really expect the truth when you go there. I personally have never been, personally would never go. They're not standing between protesters and federal agents. Federal agents have stayed in the building. They're protecting their little badass kids who they never whipped, who are now trying to burn down federal courthouses, breaking out people's windows in their stores, stealing all their stuff. That's who they're protecting. It goes on to say the lies are finally clear. We are sad, but ultimately not surprised that anti-blackness showed its ugly face with the Wall of Moms. The black-led Don't Shoot PDX wrote in the Post on Wednesday. The nonprofit accuses Wall of Moms, which announced Friday that its white members were stepping down as administrators, of filing 4 business registrations with the state behind the backs of the newly installed black leadership. Now see what the New York Post does here is it makes it seem like Wall of Moms built all this, and then the black people come in and try to take it over. It's actually not what happened. Wall of Moms wrote in on the back of Don't Shoot PDX for their infrastructure. There are also safety concerns that came to light within the past 24 hours. Don't Shoot PDX alleged black women started saying they were not protected by Wall of Mom leadership, the group wrote. Too frequently, we would be in communication for safety, transportation, etc. And when the time came, there would be zero response and no leadership to rely on. It's put many on the ground in direct danger. I keep trying to tell y'all about these liberals. The liberals don't care. It reminds me of something Malcolm X said. Malcolm X said, I appreciate a man who will tell me he's my enemy to my face. The one who comes off like a friend is nothing but a snake in disguise. And that's what these liberals have been since Malcolm was around. I tell you, Wall of Moms founder Bev Barnum appeared to file for 3 registrations, including one to make the group a nonprofit, the Oregonian reported. Now that move is so that they could collect paychecks from donations without paying taxes. Because understand, even in a nonprofit, the people that organize it and are the administration still get paid by the nonprofit. So that was just a move to make money. Combined with the lack of care for and disregard of black women, we were used to further an agenda unrelated to BLM, wrote Don't Shoot, which had previously partnered with Wall of Moms. Please do not support this organization anymore. We need everyone to show up against racism, but it's even more crucial to prioritize transparency and accountability. You can't really show up against racism if you're the one that's racist. And they're not getting it. Oh, Trump is racist, but nobody can ever name not one piece of legislation Trump passed that appeared racist. Now I can name a lot of legislation that if I were a white supremacist, I probably wouldn't vote for Trump. In fact, if I were a white supremacist, I would vote for Biden, because he's passed more legislation than just about anybody I can mention to damage the black community over his almost 40, 50 years in government. The announcement of the 501c3 really hurt some of you, Beth wrote. That was never my intention. In fact, it was just the opposite. WOM will be led by a BIPOC board and BIPOC advisor committee. WAMA is a group that supports BLM, not a BLM group. If that is not good enough for you, please feel free to leave this group. And if you currently volunteer your time, please feel free to leave your positions. Basically, she just said, hey, we got what we wanted. Negroes, you can leave now. We don't need you anymore. It's what the Democrats do to black people every 4 years. And look, she's just being honest about it. I really don't harbor any resentments towards her. I mean, I think she should spank her kids, but hey, they're not my kids. They put their hands on me or my stuff. She'll wish she had spanked them, but not really my problem. But see, they always show their true colors. Then you guys get mad at Republicans. Republicans are racist. You're calling Candace Owens an Uncle Tom or whatever. But there's a rapper, King Face. He says the exact same thing Candace Owens says. I don't see anybody calling him out because you know he's from the streets, and if you call him out, he will show up. It's just ridiculous. It's also funny to me how many liberal men love bullying women. And we'll talk about the whole TI thing at a later date. I'll do another video on that one. Okay, thank you guys for watching the Dan Dawson Show. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Good night.